So let's break this down a bit. What makes this Rota feature so different, so powerful?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's that one login for everything approach. That's a big deal, especially for people working across multiple practices. You don't have to juggle all those different systems
Yeah.
or try to remember a million passwords. Everything's centralized. It just makes things so much more efficient.
And that's going to save a ton of time, right? Not to mention probably a lot of headaches.
Absolutely. And because it's centralized, managing your team becomes like a walk in the park. Rotas, checklists, even time off requests, all
Yeah.
right there. Beautifully organized, super easy to access.
No more trying to decipher someone's handwriting on a whiteboard then, or getting lost in a sea of spreadsheets. Where do I sign up? But okay, real talk. Is this something that like even the least tech-savvy person in the practice can figure out?
That's the beauty of it. The Dentistry Dashboard is designed to be super intuitive, really user-friendly, even if you're not, a tech wizard or anything. So why don't we walk through it step by step, like we're setting it up for the very first time.
Perfect. Let's pretend I'm a brand new user. What's the first thing I need to do?
Okay, so you would start by adding a new rota. Think of it like creating a board for a specific practice. So let's say you work at Smile Bright Dental. You'd name your rota Smile Bright Dental, and if you happen to be managing multiple practices, you just create separate boards for each one. Easy peasy.
So like having a virtual whiteboard for each location, keeping everything nice and tidy. Love it. Okay, so I've got my board all set up. Now how do I bring my awesome team into the mix?
Oh, that's super simple. You can invite existing users, the ones already on the Dentistry Dashboard. And for any newbies, for new team members, all you have to do is enter their email addresses. They'll get an invitation link. Once they're in, you can start assigning roles, dentist, hygienist, receptionist, you name it. You can even get specific and assign their room location, if you've got multiple treatment rooms.
So if I got surgery 1, surgery 2, and let's say a hygiene suite,
Yep.
I can assign people to their specific workspaces.
Okay, that's super helpful, especially on those crazy busy days where you need to know who's where.
Exactly. And once your team's all set up and ready to go, we can move on to the heart of it all, creating the schedule.
All right, let's talk scheduling magic. What kind of options do we have here? What views can we play around with? Well, you've got two main views. You've got your monthly view and your weekly view. The monthly view, that gives you the big picture overview. Fantastic for long-term planning. You can spot any potential conflicts, gaps in coverage, And then if you want to get into the nitty-gritty details, you can zoom into the weekly view for day-by-day scheduling.
So it's like having that bird's eye view for the strategy stuff and then a close-up for the actual details. Sounds pretty adaptable to, different management styles. Now, how does the assigning shifts thing actually work?
Oh, it's so intuitive. You just choose your team member, click on the days they're working, and then pop in their start and end times. And if you've got those recurring shifts, like maybe your hygienist works every Monday and Wednesday, you can set up recurring events. That way you don't have to manually enter those details every single week.
Okay, that recurring events thing sounds like it'll save my life. No more repetitive data entry, more time for, well, pretty much anything else. Now, I know some practices have got all sorts of different working patterns, right? Some team members working 4 days, others 5. Maybe someone just comes in for a half day on Fridays. Can the Dentistry Dashboard handle that kind of flexibility?
Absolutely. It's all about customization. You can easily tailor it to fit the unique way your practice works. And the cool thing is, once you've got those basics set up, you can actually visualize the whole rota in a way that's, easy on the eyes. No more squinting at spreadsheets.
Okay, tell me more about this visual clarity thing. I'm all about making things easy to understand at a glance.
Well, in the monthly view, you can immediately see which rooms are being used and by who. And then if you click into the weekly view, you get that more detailed breakdown of each day. Plus, there are these really neat visual cues, like color-coded icons and things. You can instantly see who's on leave, who's available.
So helpful, especially when you're juggling coverage or trying to quickly figure out staffing levels. But let's be real, even the most carefully planned schedules, they can get thrown off by time off requests. How does the Dentistry Dashboard handle those?
That's where the real magic comes in. Time off management. It's so streamlined with the Dentistry Dashboard. No more chasing after paper forms or trying to decipher those cryptic emails.
No more vacation requests getting lost in the shuffle then. Stuck to someone's shoe or something. That's good to hear.
Exactly. Team members, they can submit requests right through the dashboard. It's just a simple form. You put in the reason for the time off, start date, end date, boom. Go straight to the admin for approval.
So everything's electronic then, which means no more paper trails, no more awkward moments where someone's like, But I swear I turned in that request, and it's vanished into thin air.
Precisely. And when the admin approves a request, it's marked right there on the board. Everyone can see who's going to be out and when. Plus, the team member gets an email notification so there's no confusion, no uncertainty.
Love that. Transparency and keeping everyone in the loop. But, okay, what if I need to, like, quickly see an overview of time off requests? Like how many days someone's taken or how many years still pending?
Oh, the Dentistry Dashboard has got you covered there, too. They've got this really handy table view. You can filter requests by staff member, reason, status, you name it. See the total days taken, approved versus rejected requests. It's all laid out nice and clear.
That's amazing. It's like having a super organized filing system, but without all the paper cuts. Yeah. Now, you mentioned earlier something about an AI feature that helps with the Rota. This sounds intriguing.
Ah, yes. This is where things get really interesting. So the Dentistry Dashboard has this AI board advisor, and it can answer questions about your team's schedule, time off stats, all that.
It's like having a scheduling guru built right into the software.
You got it. So you could ask it something like, how many days off has Sarah taken this year? And boom, instant answer. No need to calculate anything manually.
That's got to be a lifesaver for busy practice managers, right?
Yeah.
Juggling a million things at once. Speaking of juggling, schedules are never really set in stone, are they? Things change, emergencies pop up. Sometimes you just need to make a quick adjustment. How does the Dentistry Dashboard handle those, like, inevitable curveballs?
Well, flexibility is key. Any changes you make, they're updated in real time. So everyone's always got the most up-to-date info. Plus, you get those handy visual cues, like a little red icon if someone's off, so you can immediately see where you might need to adjust coverage.
Real-time updates are so important.
Yeah.
It just cuts down on confusion and makes sure everyone's literally on the same page. It's like a synchronized dance,
Yeah.
but with schedules instead of fancy footwork.
I love that analogy. And it's not just about the Rota itself either. The Dentistry Dashboard, it integrates with all those other fantastic features we mentioned earlier. Remember?
Right. Like that AI chatbot for managing leads. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Streamlining that whole patient intake process.
Exactly. Just imagine this. Potential patients are interacting with the chatbot, getting their questions answered, maybe even scheduling appointments. And all while you're focusing on, providing care to your current patients. Win-win.
It frees up so much time for everyone to, like, focus on what they do best. But, beyond just saving time, I'm curious about the impact this kind of tech has on, like, the whole team dynamic.
That's a great point. I think when everyone has access to the same info, it just builds this sense of transparency and shared responsibility. There's less room for miscommunication or, misunderstandings, and that leads to a much smoother, more efficient work environment.